As India celebrates its 78th Independence Day, we will explore how India transformed itself from being a land devastated by centuries of colonial rule to a beacon of hope in 21st century. India's journey is nothing short of remarkable. Today, we will explore how India positioned itself as a leader in AI, technology, and innovation. India's story begins with a struggle. For over 200 years, India was under British colonial rule, a period marked by economic drain and societal upheaval. Despite the hardships, the seeds of resilience were sown. The struggle for independence united the nation and fostered a spirit of self-reliance and determination. 1947 marked a new dawn. Independent India faced immense challenges: poverty, illiteracy, and an underdeveloped economy. But the leaders of the time had a vision. The country laid the foundation for modern India by focusing on industrialization and education. The establishment of institutions like Indian Institute of Technology was a pivotal step. The year 1991 witnessed a game-changing transformation for the country. Economic liberalization policies opened India to the world, sparking an IT revolution. Cities like Bangalore emerged as global IT hubs. India became the go-to choice for software development and IT services thanks to its large pool of software professionals at competitive costs. Building on the IT boom, India has now set its sights on leading the world in artificial intelligence and innovation. Government initiatives like Digital India and Startup India are driving this change. Institutions like Indian Institute of Science and various IITs are at the forefront of cutting-edge AI research. Collaborations with global tech giants are further propelling India's AI capabilities. India's technological advancements is gaining global recognition, especially with technologies like UPI and Aadhaar. UPI, India's revolutionary e-payment system, is now accepted in over a dozen countries, setting a new standard for digital payments worldwide. The Aadhaar system, which is the world's largest biometric identification system, has attracted global attention for its scale and efficiency in providing a unique digital identity to over 1 billion people in India. Several countries have shown interest in adopting similar systems, and India has provided technical assistance and shared expertise to help them implement these technologies. For instance, India has collaborated with countries like Afghanistan and Bangladesh, assisting them in developing their own biometric identification systems. The World Bank has also recognized Aadhaar as a model for digital identity programs, recommending it as a reference for other nations seeking to enhance their social welfare systems and financial inclusion efforts. These international collaborations reflect India's growing role as technology leader, particularly in the fields of digital identity and financial inclusion. Moreover, India's space agency ISRO has made significant strides with missions like Mangalyaan and Chandrayaan, showcasing India's prowess in space technology. For those who did not know, Chandrayaan 2 is India's lunar exploration mission to the south pole of the moon, and Mangalyaan is India's Mars orbiter mission. During COVID-19 pandemic, many Western countries were focused on hoarding vaccine doses, often stockpiling 2 or 3 times their actual needs. However, India prioritized the health and well-being of the global community. Through its Vaccine Maitri initiative, India provided millions of doses to over 90 countries, including many in the developing world, and often at no cost at all. This selfless act not only showcased India's scientific and manufacturing prowess, but also reinforced its role as a responsible global leader. By sharing its resources with others, even amidst its own challenges, India exemplified the spirit of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the world is one family, while setting a moral benchmark in the face of global adversity. Even before the world economies could recover from the pandemic, 2 major wars broke out on the face of this planet, one after another. India has masterfully positioned itself in this complex world of wars. Amidst Ukraine and Russia conflict, India secured discounted Russian oil, balancing its economic interests at the same time not compromising its global standing.
From non-alignment to, I think you may have called it, or somebody else called it, all alignment. So you can pick and choose alliances, but you can also pick and choose topics. On Russia, for example, you still buy Russian oil. Is that okay with your counterpart from the US? Everything is, your relationship is fine, you can do whatever you want, whenever you want?
Your question, do we have multiple options? Answer is yes. Is that a problem? Why should it be a problem? If I'm smart enough to have multiple options, you should be admiring me. You shouldn't be criticizing. It's very important today not to reduce the entire complexity of our world into very sweeping propositions.
Yeah.
I think that era is today behind us.
India's purchase of discounted Russian oil drew sharp criticism from its Western allies. Western countries often display hypocrisy, criticizing others while continuing their own dealings with Russia. India's neutral stance on the Ukrainian war and its pragmatic approach reflect a mature and independent foreign policy.
We also engage with countries through a range of channels. And obviously, our Deputy National Security Advisor was just in India recently in the last few weeks, conveying clearly what the consequences of violating sanctions would be and what the mechanisms are, and also making clear that we do not think India should accelerate or increase imports of Russian energy and other commodities.
India has extended the import of Russian oil. It is a totally opposite position of the European sanction. Will you change your attitude during the G20 presidency?
The European Union, between February 24th and 17th November, has imported more fossil fuel from Russia than the next 10 countries combined. Just as I were to give you an India comparison, the oil import in European Union is like 6 times what India has imported. Gas is infinity times because we don't import, whereas European Union has imported $50 billion worth, 50 billion euros worth. Even coal imports from Russia by European Union, I'm not singling any particular country, is 50% more than India's import.
And he told the Financial Times before the meeting that the EU should be putting sanctions on refined oil products from India using Russian oil.
You're right. Mr. Borrell is not with us now, but I really don't see the basis for your question because my understanding of the Council regulations is that if Russian crude is substantially transformed in a third country, then it's not treated as Russian anymore. I would urge you to look at Council Regulation 833/2014.
But beyond diplomacy, the new India is also uncompromising in its resolve to eliminate threats to its security, no matter where they hide. The killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, a wanted terrorist, is a case in point. It sends a clear message. India will not hesitate to take decisive action to protect its sovereignty and ensure the safety of its people, even if it means reaching out across borders.
In September, we believe India was involved, agents of the government of India were involved in the killing of a Canadian citizen on Canadian soil.
Are you concerned that perceived democratic backsliding in India is going to undermine its efforts to become a rising power in the world?
I think it answers the question if you would be objective enough to understand it. I think it says very clearly that the people who are writing these reports have a strong bias. Often they distort facts. Many of these reports are actually riddled with inaccuracy. So I put it to you, there's an ideological agenda out there. I don't know why that's hard to understand. Are you saying the Canadians gave us documents?
I'm asking you if the Canadians gave you the intercepted documents.
No, look,
Indian diplomatic communication.
I have said that if somebody gives us specific or relevant information, we're prepared to look at it.
I'm asking you for a yes or no.
I think he's given us the answer.
And then the other question I was going to ask.
No, I'm not answering a second.
Ever since the wars began, Indian English language media has been playing a crucial role in shaping global narrative about India. Proficient English-speaking media persons, along with Indian diplomats and ministers, effectively counter biased portrayals, standing firm on India's policies and values. They eloquently defend India's position on global issues, including Ukrainian war and criticism of India's democracy, often countering the foreign media and critics in the language they understand best.
India is not a timid democracy that tolerates terrorism or betrayals. When Pakistani terrorists attacked Kashmir's Pulwama, India carried out surgical strikes on Balakot. Today's India is not a pushover country, it's a world power.
Europe has to grow out of the mindset that Europe's problems are the world's problems, but the world's problems are not Europe's problems.
This is the new India. Until a decade ago, India was seen as a weak nation. Then what has changed in a decade? In a decade, India has stopped being too flexible and too accommodating for the unfair demands. And this change has earned India and the Indians a respectable place in the society. The future looks bright. With a young and dynamic population, a strong educational foundation, and a supportive government, India is poised to lead the AI revolution. India's journey from being a colonized and devastated nation to global AI powerhouse is a testament to its resilience, vision, and unwavering spirit. Join us as we celebrate India's 78th Independence Day celebration. I am leaving you with the clips of Independence Day celebration at our Noida office. And don't forget to hit that like button so that this message is passed on to all the well-wishers of India.